Hello, math students. This is Module 9, Expressions and Equations, and we are starting Lesson 6. It is called Properties of Inequalities. Our goal for today we will learn how to understand the properties of inequalities. Remember, inequalities are working with greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Question: what do the lines under the less than and greater than signs mean? All right. So things to know. Check this out. This is just a quick review that you need to know. And if you don't know this yet, then we need to make sure that we have to figure out some way that you're going to know. So less than is this symbol. I always make, okay, here's my left hand, and I make an L, and that reminds me less than, okay? Greater than is the other way, okay? Equal to, you better know that. I'm pretty sure you all do, but that's the symbol for that. These three symbols compare expressions. These three right here compare expressions. So when they compare them, that means that you're deciding which one's bigger, which one's smaller, which one's equal. Okay? Then there's two new ones that you need to be aware of, and it's actually a less than sign combined with the equal sign. And it looks like this. So it's a less than sign with one of the equal signs. So you basically just took this and squished them together, and you got this. And it's called less than or equal to. You took this one and these together, and you squished together, and you got this. And this one's called greater than or equal to. What you use these two symbols for, these two symbols determine the value of the expression. So you actually find out the actual amount that it's representing. Okay? Good information. You need to know that. All right. So let's try it. In the try it, it says if x equals -3. So they're giving you the value of x. So your job is to substitute that in. So they're saying on this problem right here, if x equaled a -3, what sign would you choose? So -3 is less than 5. Okay, if -3 is greater than -8. Hopefully you guys know this and this isn't new for you. 27 is greater than -3. Do you guys see what I'm doing? Okay, not too difficult. Yes? All right, so now let's keep going. -3 is blank to -3. Well, that's easy. It's equal. -3 is less than 10. -1 is greater than -3. -3 plus 5. Uh-oh. You have 3 negatives, 5 positives, so this is actually 2. So that would have to be an equals. You see what we're doing? So we have -3 minus 3. So remember, you can add the opposite. So you have 3 negatives and 3 negatives, which gives you -6. So -6 is less than 1. Do you see how easy this is? All right, 10 is, I don't know yet because we have to plug it in, -3 plus 4. So I have 3 negatives, 4 positives, combined 0 pairs, and I'm left with 1 positive. So 10 is greater than 1. Okay? So that wasn't so bad, yeah? Okay, let's move on. Something to notice. What happens if x equals 5 this time? And you'll notice that something changed this time. So x equals 5. So I'm going to change my pen again because the instructions changed. All right, so x is 5. So this time I have 3 times 5, which gives me 15. And 15 is greater than 4. I have 12. I don't know the answer because I have to do 2 times 5, which is really 10. So 12 is greater than 10. Okay, so now let's try this one. It says 3 times -5, because right here it said x equals -5, so I get -15. Uh-oh, this is now less than, and this one is 2 times a -5, which actually gives me -10, and so 12 is still greater than -10. Okay, does that help you guys? Do you see that? All right, so now we've got to determine some rules for inequalities. Okay, and the rules are this, and it showed up in both of these instances that we just practiced. When a number is added or subtracted, that's this one, okay? When a number is added or subtracted to both numbers, the symbol stays the same and the inequality is preserved, okay? So if you add an amount to the value, then the sign stays the same. So we're looking specifically down here, okay? If we added -3 to 5, that would be a 2, and so the symbol stays the same. However, look at what happens over here. If we, it says when a negative number is multiplied or divided by both numbers, the symbol changes and the inequality reverses. So look at this. This is a perfect example of this. So when you're adding and subtracting numbers, the sign stays the same. It's called preserved. You need to know that. Preserved. Preserved means stays the same, okay? However, when you're multiplying, change signs, so adding and subtracting. So this is add or subtract preserved, okay? This one, however, when you multiply or you divide by a negative, then the symbol of the inequality changes and is known as reversed. So up here, we multiplied by a +5, and we found that it was less than. But down here, we multiplied by a negative, and we found that the sign flip-flopped. Does everybody see that? Look at it again. So here's a positive, and it's less than, but then when you change it to a negative, it flips it, okay? So the rule is when a negative number is multiplied, negative is the key. You have to remember this. When a negative number is multiplied or divided by both numbers, the symbol changes and the inequality is reversed. So it flips the other way. So when you're multiplying or dividing by a negative, your inequality flips or is reversed. The inequality is reversed. It flips. So if it was less than, then it becomes greater than. If it was greater than, then it becomes less than. And that only happens when it's multiplied or divided by a negative. You have to remember that rule. Okay? All right, there's one other thing that you need to know to be successful with these practice problems. You use less than or equal to or greater than or equal to during comparisons that have more than one answer. So for example, the money in my pocket is more than $1, but less than $10. So on the number line, I want to show you this. The money in my pocket is more than $1. So here's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I need to add one more, 10. Okay? So according to the money in my pocket, the money has to be more than 1, right? But it has to be less than 10. So look at that picture. The money could it be 1? Nope. Well, I guess it could. Nope. Nope, it couldn't. It couldn't be because it says right here, it is more than 1. Okay? But less than 10. So my money could be $1.50, it could be $1.01, and it could go all the way up to $9.99, but it cannot be 10. So one of the ways that we say this is that X is the money, right? So the money can be less than or equal to 1. I think we need to take the equal off. You should not have the equal on there because you cannot be 1. So it should just be less than. The money in my pocket is less than or is greater than 1, but less than 10. It can't be equal to it. Okay? It cannot be equal to it because it says it has to be more than 1. So more than 1 or less than 10. Okay? So that's something else that you need to know. All right? Okay, going back to our goal. Today we will learn how to understand the properties of inequality, which we did, and you learned the rules. What do the lines under the less than and greater than signs mean? And you should be able to tell that from the description. All right, kiddos, that's all I have for you. Talk to you soon. Bye.